Well, thanks for visiting us this morning at KTALnews.com. I'm meteorologist Josh Marces, and this is your Monday morning forecast update. We have some hot weather in the forecast today. Surprise, surprise. Our hot summer continues for at least one more day, but this is the week we finally turn the corner. We will see a lot of heat relief settling in, especially by tomorrow in most areas, as we'll cool back down into the 80s. We'll actually have more days in the 80s than in the 90s this week, so for much of the week, our temperatures will be at or below average here. In fact, I'll show you the numbers here for the next week and a half or so. A bunch of days in the 80s here. Occasionally we'll warm back into the 90s, just depending on when these fronts roll through, but we're finally getting back into front season here. Slight chance of rain, mainly north of Interstate 30 today. I think most of you can expect partly cloudy and dry conditions through the day today. Still some heat and humidity out there, but we did have a front rolled through yesterday. You may have noticed the drop in humidity from Saturday to Sunday, and that will continue for us today. So our temperatures, again, going to wind up in the 90s this afternoon, but we're really not talking about any kind of heat index today. Our temperatures here in the 60s and low 70s feels great. One of the coolest temperatures we've seen in quite some time here as we're down to about 64 degrees in Center and mid 60s for Manny as well. So try to get outside and enjoy that this morning. Hot sunny afternoon for most of us as we'll settle into the low to mid 90s. Our temperatures a few degrees above average today, but I mentioned not a lot of humidity out there. We've kind of wiped out most of that tropical air that we've been dealing with, so our heat index will stay true to the temperatures and likely wind up in the mid to upper 90s, so no heat advisory for us this afternoon. So basically what's happening, we have this disturbance out here, high pressure in the west, but the upper level lines here, this is the 500 millibar map, are basically the steering patterns in the atmosphere. So you can see those lines kind of pushing south towards the ArkLaTex here, going to begin pushing this front, which is carrying that rainfall north of us into the region later today. Do have just a slight chance of rain moving in north of I-30, otherwise just kind of partly cloudy for us. So don't expect much rain here for your Monday or Monday night, but that will likely be changing for us in the upcoming days. And you can see more clouds out there tomorrow, and we should all feel those temperatures cool back down into the 80s, given the mostly cloudy conditions and slight chance of rain that we'll be dealing with tomorrow. So by tomorrow, look at the relief here. We have temperatures dropping into the 70s and low 80s, including areas like Texarkana could be in the 70s all day tomorrow. The front won't quite make it to Shreveport, so Shreveport's still in the upper 80s, but it will feel a lot nicer for us by your Tuesday afternoon. And a look at the rainfall this week. We're showing some areas maybe 2 to 3 inches of rain throughout the week. Most of this rain is going to come in after Tuesday, so Wednesday will be the day that the rain starts to pick up for most of us, and we'll be kind of in and out of these showers and storms going through the weekend. We do warm up Thursday. We'll draw in some warm air ahead of another front that's going to come through here, and that will push us into the mid to upper 80s through the weekend as well. So some big time heat relief, and overnight lows will stay pretty warm, but feel much better with lows in the 60s and low 70s throughout the week.